What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, drop a comment, and definitely hit a like. If you don't know what Alien Army is, those are people that rock with me tough. They rock with me heavy by always hitting the like button and dropping a comment. Really easy to do. This is AlienAscend. Going to go ahead and give you guys an update and talk about the subject, which is diarrhea and being homeless and being sick. As you can see right now, I am in a hotel room. 99% of the time, maybe 99% of the time, I can't even tell you the last time I slept in a bed or even be in a hotel. The whole time I've been homeless, it's never happened. However, I want to talk about being sick when you're homeless. I do live in my car. If you want to know how I became homeless, I got a full video on that. And then as well, I used to be a truck driver. I quit truck driving. I talk with my hands a lot, so this is a little bit of a different perspective. You get to see me talk and be very animated. Um, so I don't know what I'm gonna name this title. Well, this video, like homeless, diarrhea, hotel, something along those lines. But nonetheless, I'm gonna jump straight into the content. So it was uh, it's a little bit embarrassing talking about diarrhea or being sick when you're homeless, and I don't find fun in it. I know some people call it the giggle shits. It's not the giggle shits. You take the giggle out of it, and you got the shits. I was pretty bad off. Me being bad off, I mean, like, I got dehydrated. It didn't matter how much Powerade or water I drank or anything like that. I was definitely going through it. I did some shorts. I did a short YouTube video of me being actually in a camping area, and I was trying to be funny and a little bit clickbaitish because that's what I'm seeing that you have to do. You gotta sensibilize, what you're doing and things like that, or make it extra for people to actually click your video and watch it. I've been out of the YouTube algorithm for a while, so if that's what YouTube is advising me to do, then that's what I'm gonna do. Nonetheless, I showed a short where I was in my camping area that I go camping every once in a while with my car. I pitch a tent, 99% of the time. But I was like, every tree if you're homeless and you got diarrhea, every tree you see is a bathroom. In a camping situation, it's not indecent exposure. I got some comments saying that, and some people saying it's not indecent when somebody sees you. So I want to talk about that first. When I was a truck driver, and if I pulled over on the side of the road, we had a catwalk. I mean, I'm at a full size, full size tractor, and then of course it's a full size trailer. But we got a catwalk. We used to call it watering your tire. That means you go out there and pee. What are the chances that somebody's going to see you if you pull over the side of the highway and you got your four ways, your hazards flashing? 0 to none. Nobody's going to see you, and you pee real quick. That's a technique that was taught to me for several different reasons as a truck driver. One of the reasons being is if it's nighttime and you pull into a truck stop or a rest area, you might not be able to get out because somebody's going to be illegally parked, or they're going to be blocking the entrance. A lot of people aren't paying attention. They'll hit you, or they're just not parked right, or it wastes time. If you just pull over to the side of the highway or the freeway or wherever you're driving, you turn that on and you use the bathroom real quick. You just pee real quick. It's no big deal. There's some people that I actually know that are truck drivers that pull over. It doesn't matter if it's a pee, if it's a number 2 or number 3. Number 4, I don't know what that really means, but I would think a number 3 is probably the green apple splatters or the yellow mustard stain. Who knows, right? And I'm trying to be a little bit funny because this is embarrassing stuff, man. Nobody wants to talk about this stuff, Like, if I was on a comedian, if I was a comedian and I got thousands of people, like I'm Cat Williams or something. If I was to go and bring up the subject, people would laugh really hysterically. I think if I write down if I write down a good comedy skit or whatever, or a nice stand up bull crap. Nonetheless, with that being said, getting sick out here is when you're homeless is very hard, and I got some stay with me on this. So it was more than a week ago. I went ahead and I didn't went ahead, but I ran out of hand sanitizer. So I believe I had gotten some baking cornbread from like a clearance aisle from a grocery store, and I had to use it with, I ate it with my hands, and I had a soup, and I was eating soup with a spoon, and I was eating cornbread with my hands. I think because I was out of hand sanitizer for a couple of days, and then, when you're done doing a grocery trip, and you put the cart back, and you still got to open up the door, whether you wipe that card down or not. You're still touching doors. You know, you think your hands are clean. You know, when you're about to leave, but you still got to swipe your card. You still got to press in your numbers. Your hands get contaminated. You know, this is one of the things that like homeless people don't talk about. And I make the kind of content that I wish I would have saw before this all happened. You know, 100% genuine and honesty is what you get over here with AlienAscend. Oh, I think I forgot to say checking in. Drop a checking in if you're rocking with the Alien Army. Nonetheless, I think that's what happened. I think that my hands were dirty somehow, some way, from touching a door, touching the keypad. When I went ahead and you know, I ate that day. I didn't have hand sanitizer and I didn't have any money for it. I had money, but the money that I had was for gas, and I was basically trying to conserve. You know, try to wash my hands, you know, whenever and however I can. But you gotta have the hand sanitizer, no matter how clean you keep your car. And I keep my car really clean. I keep myself as clean as I can be. You know, all that kind of crap, right? So got hit with the Diarrhea, got hit with the giggle shits, minus the giggles. It was that liquid flood door, you know, a flooded area coming near you, about 7 times a day, if I had to guess in the beginning. So about 7 times a day, and that went on for almost a week. And then it, of course, when things aren't getting better, they get worse. So it went from 7 to like 10 times. When I got to 10 times a day, it didn't matter. Like it was so bad that if I took a sip of water and the water is hitting my stomach, I had to run to the bathroom. If I drank some Powerade, I had to run to the bathroom. It's just driving me crazy, insane, basically. So I got to, and I had one, first and foremost, I didn't know anything about anti-diarrhea pills. I don't even know which ones to get. I do take blood pressure pills. Um, so I got to be mindful and I got to be cautious of what I do take. Things that aren't going to counteract that. Things that aren't going to raise my blood pressure. Things that you know, that seem safe. There's a lot of warning on over-the-counter stuff that go ahead and say, you know, like may cause heart failure, like Imodium AD. I saw some crap like that, you know, on the shelf. I'm like, no, I'm not, you know, don't take more than what you're supposed to, otherwise this could happen. If it's that serious, then I don't want to take it to begin with. You know what I mean? So I get really dehydrated. It didn't just happen in one day. It happened from all of it. While that was going on, I go ahead and I'm not making any money. I'm not doing DoorDash because I'm like running to the bathroom. That's where I want to get into this video. So when you're homeless and you have diarrhea, whether you're on the streets or living in a car, I live in a car, and I'm going to tell you how I got this hotel room and everything else, so please stay with me. When that's going on, you can only walk into McDonald's so many times without them tripping you and not buying something to eat. You can only walk into that grocery store so many times. You can only walk into so many places to use the bathroom. You park at a park, and then you still gotta, you know, at least with the parks that I park in to use, you know, the men's room or whatever, it's still a little bit of ways to walk. When that's going on, it's immediate. You you got business to take care of, and it needs to be taken care of right then and right there. And that extra, you know, 20, 30 steps that you had to go and walk, you know, accidents could happen, and they could happen real quick. Thank goodness it didn't with me in these times. And I'm going to talk about some embarrassing shit later. So, you know, this might be a little bit of a longer video, or maybe the right stuff, but instead of, you know, cutting out halfway through, watch the whole thing, because I got some crazy stories for you. You know, I'm going to talk about some stuff. So nonetheless, could only go to Walmart so many times, could only go to McDonald's so many times. And at this point, I need anti-diarrhea pills, and I'm dehydrated. Like anything that touches my stomach, it not only whatever touches my stomach comes out, is twice as much. My hands are locking up on me, and so are my feet. And what I mean by locking it up is like I'm getting cramps in my hands, and then my fingers are twitching and staying like this. My toes are doing something similar. Like my big toes are like from right here moving inwards and staying up, and there ain't nothing I can do other than like kick my shoe off and take my hand and kind of wrench my toe down gently, and then spread my feet out. I'm cramping in my thighs and my legs, and more important than all that, I got a blistering headache, dude. This headache didn't even feel like a headache. It felt like I got hit with an axe on the top of my side of my head going down, and it was bad. and I didn't know what to do. I honestly, I had no money to buy anything, and stay with me on this. So I had no money to buy anything. Buy anything. I was contemplating going in the store, doing a 5 finger discount. It's not something that I would want to do or anything like that. I keep running back and forth. How can you do a DoorDash delivery when you're spewing? You know what I'm saying? Spewing is a nice word for the Rhea. That's what I'm gonna call it moving on. That Rhea, that giggle shits minus the giggles. Like some of that real no. You know what I mean? And I'm doing this to be funny to bring light into it, because I don't find this stuff funny, so I'm trying to find an angle to make it not cringe or TMI, right? Too much info. Nonetheless, I go in and I think in my head, I'm like, I gotta get some anti-diarrhea stuff, or I gotta talk to some people. Now, if I go into this parking lot and I start asking people like, hey, can you spare some change? Or hey, can I get $1? I'm short on this. Or can you help me out with this? I don't do good in those situations. Not only do I not do good, a lot of people around this area, they don't do good, no matter if it's a poor, bad situation, like depending on your area, or if it's a middle class type situation where people got some money to go ahead and spend, but you're out there begging for change. Basically, that's literally what it comes down to. And what I come through in my mind, because I'm trying to come up with some anti-diarrhea pills or like some kind of medicine that'll help me, right? Is instead of going out there saying, can you spare $1? Can you spare some change? I think in my head, I'm going to talk to them, I'm going to be genuine, and I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, I'm going through some stuff right now. Can you spare a minute and we talk to you? And that's literally what I did. Old lady walking by, I'm out in the parking lot. Hey, I hate to bother you. Not here to ask you for anything crazy. Can you spare a moment? I'm going through some stuff and I just need somebody to talk to. That's actually my caption. I just need somebody to talk to. And that's exactly how I was feeling. That was coming through my heart, diarrhea splatter, right? I need to sit up a little bit better so I can see myself, right? So, I guess the whole thing of me talking to them was me telling them, can you spare a moment? I'm going through some stuff, and I just need somebody to talk to. And that's exactly how I was feeling. And at times, I'm so dehydrated with that headache that feels like an axe coming down on my skull. I'm hunched over on my damn car. I'm hunched over, like I'm feeling like shit. This guy, I got the shits, and then I'm feeling like shit. So that's just what it is. I'm out there for at least 4 hours, and I talked to everybody I could. It was a good 5-10 minutes, not even waiting between 5 and 10 minutes of a person. So let's say I was calculating 2 people in 10 minutes and 60 minutes in an hour. So we're talking about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so 12 people an hour, and I was out there for 4 hours. You're talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, 2, 6, 8, 10, 50 people I talked to. So in a rough estimate, between 40 and 50 people, and that's if I got that 5 minutes. The God honest truth is when I started talking to somebody, they weren't hearing me. Even in mid-sentence talking to somebody, they didn't want to talk. And I wasn't like, spare some change, I'm hungry, I'm starving. It was like, hey, I'm going through some stuff real, I'm gonna try to make out the spiel, exactly what I said. Hey, I hate to bother you. I'm not really doing so well, and I really need somebody to talk to. Can you spare a minute for me to talk to you? I got some stuff going on. I was coming from a very bad place with the diarrhea, being cramped up, feeling very scared, feeling very hopeless, just trying to do what I can. My common sense wasn't all the way there, because I'll get into the story why common sense wasn't all the way there. But I was doing all that, so when I'm talking to people, I'm like, I've been living in my car for a long time. I'm very tempted just to go in the store and do a 5-finger discount. I don't want to do that. I don't even know what kind of anti-diarrhea stuff is available. I don't even know if I'm supposed to go to the hospital instead. What is the hospital going to give me? What is over-the-counter stuff that's not going to counteract my blood pressure pills? What's going on? And no remorse, no sympathy. A couple people heard me out. no, I recommend this. 99.9, well, maybe not, I'm going to be 100%. They all, they could care less. It didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered if I said, can you spare some change? It wouldn't have mattered if I said, can I get something to eat? I haven't been eating. It wouldn't have mattered if I showed them, if I told them that I no longer wanted to be here and I just needed a friend. That's fucking cold, man. That's fucking cold. I know people got their fucking problems and things are very hard for everybody. But when somebody's coming up to you and just wanting to talk to you, and they're not trying to get, I'm not trying to scam you, I'm not trying to come up off on you. You have no idea what's going through my head and my heart, and thank God it's not that situation I'm talking about. But I very well could have went up to somebody with a banana, pointed to my head, and said, I'm about to peel this because I don't want to be here anymore, and people still wouldn't fucking give a shit, and that's fucking hard, man. I don't. Maybe I'm in the wrong area. Maybe I don't come off very nice. I have I don't think it's that I don't come off very nice. I think I'm very genuine, very respectful. I respect everybody, but fuck, man, it just shows you how things go sometimes. And nobody owes me anything, anyways, right? Why should somebody care? Why should somebody care if I got a banana to my head? Why should somebody care if I was to go ahead and just end it right now? But the truth is I care, and I gotta live with that. I gotta go ahead and be good and do what I need to do for myself, and that's what I've been trying to do. Not even been trying. That's what I've been doing this whole time. But I'll tell you this much: if I was walking down the street, and I must be AlienAscend in here, right? I must be that alien, because if I was walking down the street and somebody's like, didn't have a shirt on their back, I'd give them the only shirt I had. I'd give it to them. They wanted to sit down, they wanted to vent, they wanted to talk. I listen. I listen, and I would be. If there was something I did to help you, then I would, but I would never make you feel less than. Anybody who talks to me or deals with me, I never make you feel less than. I would try to point you in a positive way. After 4 hours, and it's not an exaggeration, after 4 hours of all this kind of crap, it dawned on me, what if instead of going in, I was so tempted. It's not like it's in the rule if people steal all the time, right? But I don't do that stuff, and I don't put people down who do, but it's not for me. In a bad enough situation, Darwinism is going to kick in. I'm going to do whatever I want. Not even what I want. I'm going to self-preserve myself, so to speak. It dawned on me, what if I go ahead and I call people that I know and I ask them, hey, when you have diarrhea, and you're so bad off, you're dehydrated, what do you normally take? And then I could get some ideas of what I may need at the store, what store they go to for over the counter, and then what if I was to ask them, hey, when you did take that, do you have any extra left? So I didn't have that common sense. If I would have thought that before, I wouldn't have asked those 40 to 50 people in 4 hours. I wouldn't have even bothered anybody. I wouldn't have been in the parking lot making myself sicker. But when you're dehydrated, you get this brain fog, and this brain fog is a little bit like, you're just trying to maintain. You're just, trying to do what you think is right. Some of the common sense stuff isn't so close to you where you can go and think about that. However, when that popped in my head, I was like, let me find out what actually I need. And the whole thing with me talking to people, I was just like, I'm dehydrated. I don't even know, like if they listened to me that long. And I was trying to be, I not even trying. I was cordial. I was respectful. I was kind. I was letting up. I was looking for people that were, I guess, strangers to vent and tell them that I'm homeless. I've been having a very hard time with the money I make. On top of which, I know I'm really dehydrated and I got a splitting headache. And then I don't even know what kind of diarrhea pills I may need, or if I should go to the hospital, and what would they recommend. And because I don't have it, and if I got to the point, I never did. I never got to the point of, hey, I got to a point of like, I would be willing to wash people's cars. If you're doing some spring cleaning, you need something done at your house, I'll do it. I just need some diarrhea pills. Like it was kind of all mixed into that, and it was being as comprehensive as I can with that kind of subject matter, you know. Nonetheless, I go ahead and it dawns on me: what if I ask my friends and people that are around me? I don't have any family near me. You know, what would even if I did have family near me, there's nothing I could do. You know, none of them have Cash App, and I would never ask anybody for money to begin with. Um, it did dawn on me to call some friends and be like, you know, when you have diarrhea, or if you have, or the kids you have, or your husband, or you know, talking to my, you know, one of my buddies, you know, has your wife ever had diarrhea? When that kind of goes on, you know, that kind of stuff goes on, what do you guys do? So my very first call, thank goodness I didn't have to spend 4 hours, you know, calling all my friends to figure out what they do. Was got a hold of somebody, you know, I call my friend. She tells me, you know, hey, when so and so has this problem, this is what I get him. I've taken it too. What's going on with you? And I'm like, I got a splitting headache. I go, at this point, I'm using the bathroom 10 times a day. No matter how much water and Powerade and Gatorade, I said, I'm not even eating food. I'm drinking liquids. I'm drinking Powerade with 50%, you know, the 0 calorie Powerade, um, you know, that, you know, supposed to, you know, that 50% electrolytes, all that kind of crap. I'm drinking water. I eat a little bit. I go, but anything that touches my stomach, I gotta go. And I had a huge headache. I know I'm dehydrated, and my freaking muscles are cramping up on me. Even my forearms, from my hands, the tendons, they're locking up. It feels like it's locking up. And it's locking up. I'm like doing like some crab claw stuff, dude. Like, you know, and then my toes are doing the same thing, and I got the cramps going up my legs up here, and a splitting headache. So I knew that I wasn't so dehydrated where I was gonna go in some crazy like shell shock stuff. However, it was what I mean with shell shock stuff is like, if I was so dehydrated where the only way they could hydrate me was through IVs and stuff, I would have asked for an ambulance. I would have went into a store. I would have called on my phone. I would have asked somebody walking. This is what's so crazy. This is, if you watch all of my videos, I always say people do because they want to do. Friends don't owe you. Nobody owes you. You owe yourself. I could have walked up to those people and showed them a big bullet hole inside me, and could have asked them, could you spare a band-aid to save me? And I don't believe they would have. I know that's a little bit judgy, but when I'm going and I'm talking to somebody and I'm trying to tell them, you know, I'm talking and I'm telling them, hey, this is what's going on, you know, and I don't get that far. They could care less. No sympathy, no empathy. And I'm not looking for sympathy or empathy, but I'll say this much: the way I treat people is a lot better than people treat me. And unfortunately, it could make a lot of people cold. Maybe that's what made them cold in this world. It's not going to do that to me. I'm not going to let this. I'm not going to be a product of my environment. How people are cold to me and ungenerous, or not loving, or not giving, or they just, you know, they're dealing with, however they're dealing with everything, the way that they make me feel, I'm not going to make somebody else feel, because I know what it feels like. I'm going to break that cycle. You know, there's a lot of people that got hurt when they were kids, and you know, they punish their kids the same way they got punished. And them doing that, did that break the cycle? No, I would never do what was done to me as a child. That's just how I am. But nonetheless, I go ahead and I call a friend, and let me show you what she got me. This is a Kaopectate Soft Chewies. I'm not sponsored. Kaopectate Soft Chewies Diarrhea and Upset Stomach. And if you see the top right here, it says fast and effective relief. And it's kind of split because I ripped it open. Fast and effective? Absolutely. Tastes like strawberry. It's kind of like a Starburst, but more like a Laffy Taffy. Kind of melts in your mouth a little bit. That was given to me, which was really, really cool. So she's like, hey, I got this. I bought 2 packs, and she had 1 pack left. rolled through it. This is a friend I used to work with years ago. In fact, I'm really good friends with her husband, really good friends with her, like a family friend with her husband, her, and then her two daughters. And I actually worked at a company with her for quite some time doing marketing and things like that. We used to travel and all sorts of stuff. Very very dear friend. Um, if you if you've been watching me for a while, um, my birthday, which is just a couple months ago, I got in an argument with her at her house. I talked about it in the vlog, and I told her to not worry about it. It was just my anxiety and anxiousness, and I couldn't sit still. My car's on the repo list, so I keep popping out the window a little bit, things like that. And she was yelling. She's yelling, "I don't want to eat food from somebody who's in a bad mood." I feel like the energy goes into it, and I had to leave. And then she was like, she got really apologetic. So I'm just going to recap on one of my previous videos. She wanted to apologize for it, and I told her to not worry. That I'm in your house. I understand that that I might have made you uneasy. I know you were telling me to sit down. My anxiety is through the roof. I can't sit down. I can't calm down. My brain's racing, and so is my body. You know, how do you control that? How do you control that without even taking a pill? And if you knew me, I wouldn't take a pill at all, anyways, right? So like, it was stripped out. I needed to go, and it was no big deal. I had talked in that video that her and her family was going to get me a hotel for a couple days because it had been so long. I have not slept in the bed since I've been living in my car for such a long time, and I got asked in a comment, like whatever happened, did they still offer you the hotel? No, they never did until this happened. So when she got me when she was like, she bought 2 bags of these. She could have been giving it to one of her kids or her husband. I'm not sure. However, this was a sealed bag. I got this sealed, and she already had a bag that was already open. That's what she told me, and it's fast and effective, no crazy risk, and it works like a charm. Let me tell you. So she brings me that. She asked me like what my game plan was. And I told her my game plan is to hydrate, take this, and have access to a bathroom where I could get to it really quick, and that it wouldn't be inside of a store where I was being judged, where somebody's like, "Why is this alien looking dude keep coming in here?" Right? That's basically it. Like, you can only go into McDonald's so many times. You can only go to Walmart so many times. If you gotta go, you gotta go. So I went to my camping spot, and then there's a place to park right next to the bathroom, and you can set up a tent. That's basically what I did. So I didn't know how good these were going to work. My game plan was to hydrate, take this, and have access to a bathroom that was 24 hours without having to keep walking by greeters or people wondering why I was going to the bathroom. And I made it short, and I made a joke of, hey, when you're homeless, every tree is a bathroom. It was just a joke. I was being cynical, or however you want to say it. I did that. While I was doing that, she called me. She called me and she said, "Hey, would you, we were supposed to get you a hotel. Like her and her family. We were supposed to get you a hotel for your birthday for 2 days. I know that you weren't doing so. I know you're not doing so good. Would you go get a hotel room? And for Friday and Saturday." And I said, "Sure." I go, if that's what you want to give me for my, like she was like, this would be the late birthday present that I told you, and for me and my family, would you do it? I said, absolutely. I said, it's not necessary. I go, and she's like, well, would you rather have the money? Would you rather take a dinner or get you a hotel room? And I said, I'm not going to dictate what you want to give me. You don't have to give me anything. I go, so it all depends on what you want to do. She's like, I really want you to get a hotel room. And she said, her and her husband's name, we'd like to go to dinner with you that night, and whatnot. Like not even whatnot, like, I'll go get you checked into a hotel room. Like, I'll pay for it, and then you show up here too while I'm checking in. Give you the cards. she's gonna swipe her card because clearly I don't have the money for it. Do all that stuff, and later on the night, me and her husband's name, we'll go out to eat. And I said, cool. I said, you don't owe me to lose. You don't owe me, but thankful, absolutely thankful. So this is my second night here. First night was yesterday. Clearly, I go out to eat with them, and my anxiety is just through the roof. We're at this really awesome place to eat. They got a live band. They got a place that you hang out outside if you want. That band is so freaking loud. I've been to this place several, well, I wouldn't say several, but a few times at this place. Normally the bands aren't that loud. The outdoor area that you hang out in, during summer they got misters, like they spray a little bit of water. I'm good friends with her husband, really good friends with her as well. Sometimes they're social smokers. Sometimes they do that vaping stuff, and her husband chews tobacco sometimes. And that person, I don't mess with that shit anyways. But normally, if you got an outdoor seating, that's where they go. Normally when they're eating or whatever, they have drinks and I don't drink, so it's no big deal. But we were hanging outside, and my anxiety is so bad, I can't even eat. They order awesome shrimp. I was able to get a couple of those. I ordered a fat burger, like an ice cube fat burger. I'm trying to be a little bit funny. I got a giggle shits burger, man. It had so much giggle, so much shit that Lady Gaga would just dip some ketchup in it. Not really like that much, minus the giggles, minus the shit. It was a big old fat burger, and I couldn't eat it, and I didn't want to walk out with a doggy bag, so the homegirl put it in her purse, But we were there for 2 hours. They had a couple cigarettes and they're drinking and eating. I ate a couple of shrimps from the stuff, but I barely eat that stuff down. Before doing all that stuff, when I got checked in, straight shower, long shower, cleaning in between my toes, behind my ears, even behind my knees, behind my neck, just showering and not having to worry about anything. Sleeping in the bed last night felt like it was incredible. And that's what I want to talk about is so many nights that I sleep in my car. I don't even know if I'm going to wake up the next morning. I don't know if somebody's going to try to kick in my window. I don't know if I got to use the bathroom. I have no idea if somebody's going to peel out and hit my car from a truck area, rest area, or the different places I park at. I don't even know if I'm going to have a heart attack. I don't even know if my blood pressure is so high or through the roof. I'm in a constant state of fear, and it's not like a state of fear like I'm scared of over nothing. Like I'm not scared of spiders are gonna jump out from the side of this wall, because I can clearly see there's a wall here and there's no spider. It's before going to bed, it doesn't matter if you're in a good area or a bad area, what's gonna happen. My biggest thing is dealing with people that are around me, and I don't know what their intentions are. So the whole time that I was there, just telling my friends, let me know if somebody walks behind me. I'll tell you if somebody. I didn't even say I'll tell you if somebody walks behind you. I was signaling like, somebody's coming behind you, and I would say it. And that band is so loud that my voice is kind of the way it is right now. It's a little bit hoarse. I don't feel like projecting it so loud. I had to try to scream and talk over a live band, and I don't like concerts. And this isn't a concert, this is a cover band, and basically like a very large bar / club type area that had really good food. That's literally what it was. I've had so I'm gonna jump in some stories like I promised, so stay with me. On driving trucks, when I used to drive trucks, I tried using a bathroom at a place. Like I got woke up. This is a long time ago, so I was still with my trainer at the time. He tells me there's no bathroom access, and we were parked into the dock, and they would let us know when they were unloading us, but that it was going to be several hours. I normally would wake up and use the bathroom, and then brush my teeth, and then a little bit later to get something to eat. and then start driving. If I knew it was going to straight drive from that point, like before, this is literally how it would go. My turn would be driving. I'd wake up about an hour before it's my turn to drive. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna wait for him to stop wherever he stopped at, like first to switch spots. When we switch spots, normally he's gonna go into the truck stop and get some food, or I'm gonna go, or we gotta get fuel. I'll go ahead and get the fuel, or if he's getting fuel, back it in somewhere. I'm running in there after eating since I woke up an hour before my shift's done. I'm gonna eat inside the truck. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm gonna handle my business. Then I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna throw water in my face and possibly shave. If I don't have time for all that, I'm gonna at least just gonna run in there, brush my teeth, and use the bathroom. And then, at my break, or if he, has some, little line of communication where he's like, hey, like, let's not shower today, but let's shower tomorrow. But try to keep yourself clean with bird baths and using the baby wipes. I'd go ahead and do it. So that's literally what we would do. This one particular place that we went ahead and backed into and everything else like that. He told me you can't use bathroom. They got employee bathroom only, and there's a metal gate when you go in the checking place, and blah blah blah. I was out there just brushing my teeth, and I can't find anywhere. I'm looking on maps. I'm like looking at my eyes. I can't find a place to use the bathroom at all. Some stupid asshole tells me, that's littering when I'm just spitting out toothpaste from my mouth when I'm brushing my teeth. And I think I told, it's YouTube, so I can't say the words, but I said something derogatory to him. I was like, basically is what I said to him. And then I go in there and like after a few hours, well, maybe an hour or two, I go in there and I'm like, hey, when are you going to be unloading, this dock, whatever dock we're in, whether it was 27, 36, 15, or whatever dock it was. And I wasn't getting a straight answer, and somebody was walking out. And when they're walking out, they went ahead and tried to close that metal gate, and it said employees only. They had a badge to go ahead and scan from the inside, but walking out, it was a push. When he went ahead and close it, I put my my hand right on it. Where his mistake is he was friendly trying to close that gate. I was furious, and I had to use the men's room, and my furious hand, and I guess the way it was positioned, that thing isn't gonna move. And I did that, and I screamed at the guy. I was like, I got it, bro. And I can't mimic how I did it, but it was like, I got it, bro. And I screamed in his face, like a couple inches away from his face. I said, I got it, bro. And I grabbed, and like when he was trying to push it, it was like an arm wrestling competition, except for he's pushing with friendly, and I'm furious, and I just swing that thing open like it was nothing. And then I walked in there, and I told the story before. When I used the bathroom, I decided to finger paint, but except I didn't use my fingers. I destroyed that bathroom on purpose, and it's not something I'm proud of, but I'm just telling you the story. I was vindictive. I was being petty. I was pretty pissed off. I was very upset that somebody tried to close the door on me, and that I'm good enough to, me and my company are good enough to bring your goods here, but we're not good enough to use the bathroom. I'm good enough to do all this, but you're going to go ahead and complain and say shit to me about brushing my teeth in the parking lot. I'm good enough for all this, and there's no food around here. We're out in the boonies, basically, and I cannot find any place on Google Maps, and I'm walking to the street, I don't see anything near me, not a Subway, not a truck stop, nothing. Everything is too far to walk, and we're backed into the dock, so we're at your discretion. You'll let us leave when you're done doing your business. At this point, we've done what we were supposed to, but we're not good to go, we're not good enough to use the bathroom, and that's how I reacted. I've got a couple other stories with that about things that happened where I had to use the men's room. Some of it's not too impolite, and I definitely don't want TMI. If this video does good, I'll do another video where I talk about things that I had to do on the truck. Being homeless, have I actually had it crap in the woods? No. Would I do it? Sure. I mean, if I had to, if you got to, you got to. If you got to, you got to. You know what I mean? I will put my Cash App in the link in the description. My Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend, and I want to thank you guys so much.